How's everybody doing? Um, this message is a good message. Every message is a good message when it comes to the Word of God. So I just want to say, how's everybody doing? Hope you had a blessed weekend. I did. I just got back from coaching a basketball game with my youth team. So that's why I'm still in the same attire. I didn't feel like changing. Nevertheless, I wanted to make sure I do this video. So let's get into it. Today, this message is going to answer some questions that many people have. Some may know the answers already, but there are still many that don't know the answers. So I am going to try to clarify for those who don't know the answers to these questions. And you probably will get a little bit more out of this as well. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Pastor David Atterbury. And I'm here to help clarify some things in the Bible, because there are still many people that don't understand what the Bible is about and why Jesus came into the earth, or what all of this is about. So I'm going to attempt to clarify for you what this is all about. So with no further ado, let's get into this video. Let me say this also. Excuse me, you're going to probably hear me sniffing and things like that. I'm a little under the weather, so bear with me. Okay, so I don't really have a title for this message, but for the sake of a title, let's just say, or let's just call it God's precepts, or God's original thoughts. Let's just call it that. Okay? So I want to start off saying this. All of humanity wants to know the answer to these 5 questions. Okay? What are these 5 questions? The first one is, where did I come from? That means before your mother and your father. Where did I come from before I was in the womb? Before being in my father? Where did I come from? Okay, that's the first question. The second question is, who am I? Now, this is not talking about what you do. For example, I'm a pastor. That's not who I am. I'm going to explain this a little bit in more detail later. But me being a pastor is not what I do. I work in logistics. That's not who I am. That's what I do. Okay? So many of us are still trying to figure out, who am I? That's question number 2. Question number 3 is, why am I here? Many people don't know why they are here in the earth, why they were born. Now, some people think they have the idea why they were here. They think, oh, I was born to dance. Oh, I was born to sing. Oh, I was born to rap. I was born to teach. I was born to teach. Those are things you do, okay? That's not the main reason why you're here. So we're going to discuss that in a little bit. So that was question 3. Question number 4 is, what can I do? What am I capable of doing? What are my capabilities? Okay? And question number 5. Question number 5 is, where am I going? Where am I going? That's a twofold question. Where am I going while I'm in this earth? And where am I going when I leave this earth? So it's a twofold question. That was number 5. So in this message, I plan to answer all 5 of those questions, and hopefully you will have a better understanding, a clear understanding, and hopefully when you pick up the Bible after this message, if you pick it up, or if you decide to pick it up again, if you're not already a believer and you say, well, you know what, this guy is talking a bunch of trash and I don't believe a word he's saying, I'm not even going to try to read the Bible or try to understand what he's saying. I pray that that's not your reaction and your response to this message. But if you do, I'm just going to leave it at that. It's your choice. I'm going to leave it at that. So let me say this next. All of humanity is created or was created in the image and the likeness of God. All of humanity was created in the image and the likeness of God. When God created Adam and Eve, he created them both in his image and in his likeness. They were both immortal beings. But they look just like we look now. But they were immortal, meaning they would have lived forever. They would not have died had they not eaten the fruit or disobeyed God, because it really wasn't about the eating of the fruit. The important part that got the result was the disobedience, not the eating of the fruit. So let me keep going now. All man, meaning man and woman, was created in the image and the likeness of God. Now, the image of God is the nature of God. If you look it up, it'll tell you that the image of God is the nature of God, which is the weight of a thing, the full weight of a thing. So what God is, his nature, that is the image. And God created you and I in that image. Now, let me keep going though. I'm gonna keep going. I might break that down even a little bit more later, maybe. But just know that you were created in the image of God, which means whatever God's image is, peace, joy, kindness, you were created just like that. Okay? And there's more. Love. You were created just like that. He said also we were created in his likeness. What does likeness mean? Likeness means to function. So we functioned like God. I'll give you an example. God said that it was not good for Adam to be alone. So he created animals and brought all the animals before Adam so that Adam can name all of these animals. Adam named every animal that God brought before him. And God did not have to change one name. Why? Because whatever God was calling or was thinking that they should be, or knowing that they should be, Adam gave them that name. He thought like God thought. So he named every animal, and God did not say, wait a minute, Adam. That's not a giraffe. That's an elephant. No. Every animal that Adam named, God did not change not one of them. Okay? So this is what I mean, or what scripture means by likeness. We thought like God. We had the same character. We had the same likeness and image. Okay? So let me help you get an understanding now and put things in the right perspective. Heaven existed before this universe that we live in and the earth that we live on. Heaven is invisible above the clouds that we see above our heads. So heaven is invisible. The universe and the earth is visible or physical. So God created a physical universe with planets on it, and then he created a man, or a man and a woman. Why? Why did God do this? Now, let me say this also. If you have a relationship with God and Jesus, then you understand that they don't do anything or say anything without a purpose. Everything that God does and everything that he says has a purpose to it. Every color of a specific flower has a purpose for that color. Okay? So don't think that God made a flower purple or yellow just for just because he liked that particular color. No, he made that color for a purpose, and it has a purpose. I guarantee you. If you go look up there's where bees fly, it will tell you that the bees can only see that color. So if that particular flower that has, I believe it's pollen, if they had a different color, not pollen, I'm sorry, pollen is white. If it, whatever that tree is, I'm tired right now. Whatever that tree was or is, that particular color attracts the bees because the bees can see that color. If it was any other color, they wouldn't be able to see it. That's what I'm talking about. Everything has a purpose that God does and say. Okay? So let's keep moving. So heaven is invisible. God created that first. And then he created a physical realm, which is the universe and the earth that we live on. Now, why did God create the scene or the physical? Well, God had a plan, and that plan is still being fulfilled today. Okay? So God existed on his own. He is self-existing. That's what makes him God. Let me clear that up too right quick. There's only one God, and it doesn't matter what anybody else say. God himself said, I am God. I am the first, I am the last. I'm the Alpha and the Omega. There is no other God before me. So God is self-existing. That means he doesn't need anything or anyone else to exist. He exists on his own. Okay? That's one reason why he is God, because everything else is here because of him. Satan is here because of him. The rest of the fallen angels are here because of him. So that eliminates them from being God, because they didn't create anything and they can't create anything. So that's one reason why God is God. The second reason why God is because he is the only one that can create something out of nothing. He's the only one that can do that. He created a heaven in the skies that wasn't there, and he made it so we couldn't see it. And then he said, I'm going to expand, because the heaven that he lives in and rules is a kingdom. He has citizens there, and he's on the throne. So he is king. Jesus is king. Okay? So Jesus is king of heaven. God is king of heaven with him, the Father. He's Jesus' Father. They rule heaven. Okay? So then God said, I want to expand this invisible kingdom into a physical kingdom. So he created the universe and the earth. Okay? There's a reason why he created the universe and the earth first before he created man. I'll tell you that in a minute. So he creates this physical universe and these physical planets. And then he says, let me put man, in Genesis 1:26 through 28, he says, let us make man in our own image and in our likeness, and let them rule over everything. I'm shortening it now. I'm shortening it down. And he said, let them rule over everything in the earth. All the animals, everything on the earth. Notice, though, he did not say, let them rule over each other. Let them rule over another human being. He never said that. So if anybody ever tells you that you as a race is a lesser race or a lesser being, and my race is supposed to rule over your race, they're lying. God never established that. Okay? So let's keep going. So he created this universe. He put man on it. And now the reason why God created the man and put him on the earth afterwards is because you cannot rule or be king of nothing. You have to have something. What is the something that you have to have? First of all, to be a king, you need three things. You need land to make your nation on, or to rule on. Then you need citizens. Okay? And then once you have citizens in the land or in the kingdom, now you have established your throne. You need a throne, you need a kingdom, and you need citizens or subjects in order for you to be a king. If you don't have land, you can't rule nothing. You have to rule something. And I have to say it like that. Okay? So, God created the man and his wife, Eve, and put them in the garden and told them to subdue it, to keep it, to multiply it, cultivate it, and all of these good things. He gave us some simple things to do. Basically, he said, here, I'm giving you a kingdom. I want you to rule this kingdom through me and with me. Or better yet, let me say it like this. He says, I am going to rule this kingdom with you and through you. It's his kingdom. But he decided to create a family, humanity, and share his kingdom with his children, us, believers. And this is what happened. So God created you and I so that we can rule with him on this beautiful earth that it was before we got a hold to it. And Satan got a hold to it and put his government here. And we were supposed to rule this earth with God and through God.
Come on. Put him up in the sky if you ride with him. Put him up in the sky if you die for him. Put him up in the sky if you rise in him. Put him up, put him up, put him up for him. Put him up in the sky if you ride with for him. Put 'em